Can we first talk about who's joining the show today?
Start this.
Why this is such a big episode for us?
This is a big episode for me personally, for everyone as an NFL fan. We have Kyle Arrington joining the show, who, if you don't know, he led the league in interceptions 2011, 2014 Superbowl champion.
We're talking to a man who led the league in interceptions.
It's ridiculous. This guy, fun fact about him. Actually, you know what? We'll save it for the interview, but we're super psyched about that, so just wait till the end. Interview will be at the very end of this.
So happy. I want this podcast to be obviously about NFL sports, but Teddy and I talked about how we kind of want it to be. We want you guys to know a little bit about us. How have you been recently? How was today? How's the start of the week?
I've been all right. How about you? How's your weekend?
You know what? Really shitty day.
Yeah?
Really shitty day. Worst day since I've been here. You want to know why?
It's got a 101.
101 temp. Hey, during the weekend.
But we're still fucking here right now. And that's the fucking most important. He's still fucking sitting right here at this table.
If you think I'm going to delay a podcast episode because of a temperature, the audience, the crowd, does not know me.
Not at all.
This weekend, I stayed in, got the temperature down, took it easy, didn't do much. You had a good weekend. Didn't do much, watched some sports, watched some of my bets hit. But today, I was like, you know what?
We watched some of them not hit. That's gonna lead us in right now, honestly.
No, I gotta tell you about my day.
All right, go ahead.
I'll try and go fast, but I woke up today and I was like, I'm gonna go to class. Okay. Last week didn't go to class. Go to my social work class in a winter coat. It was 65 degrees.
It was 65.
In a winter coat, I was cold. I was shivering on my way to class. Some sweatpants. I get to class, and I don't know if she had the temperature set at 45, but it was freezing in the class.
Inside the classroom?
Yeah, to me.
Okay.
It probably wasn't that cold.
Okay.
And so I was like shivering in my winter coat, and then all the classmates are looking at me like, why does this boy have a winter coat on? So then 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God, it is hot in here. She changed the freaking temperature on me. So I strip down all my winter coat, take off my sweatshirt in front of class. She's like, yeah, Max, are you doing all right? I'm like, I thought I was.
You're sitting there dripping
until I came to the first class in a week.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not doing okay. She's like, you can just be excused. You can go. I'm like,
no way. In the middle of class, she
yeah.
just said that to you in specific.
In front of like 30 kids. And then I was like,
so you must have been really standing out.
Well,
Ew.
I don't know. If you have a winter coat on and it's 65 degrees out, you must be standing out. And I'm
sure half the girls and all people were like freaking out at you about like this kid being sick in class, because I've seen that happen before.
I did have to announce a couple times that I did test negative for COVID.
No, yeah, I remember when I was
More
sick,
than a couple times.
I'd be coughing after every single cough. I'd be like, I just tested negative.
Cough is brutal. Oh, and then yesterday, my MacBook got a big crack in it, and it's a 5-year-old MacBook, so I had to Uber to Destiny Mall, talk to the Apple guy. He's like, yeah, $500 to fix it, $1,000 for a new one. I'm like, well, thank you, sports betting. Yeah. I can afford to pay my dad back for a new MacBook.
Yep.
So $1,000 from sports betting. Thank you for helping me afford a new MacBook. Anyways, no one gives a shit about my life, except the real ones, like the two guys sitting in this room. Absolutely. One of them, the editor, my roommate, Mr. Wiesman from Germany.
He is a German.
He's a German.
I feel like we should get that out of the way.
And my co-host, Theodore Sweetwood. He loves to be called Theodore.
Yep.
You gonna call your boy? We gonna talk about the Jets?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Here, let me get your password real quick.
Why don't you tell everyone?
I would. Hold up.
Basically,
what a crazy week of...
First, we're calling... So what we're doing right now is we're getting my boy on the phone. Honestly, the only diehard Jets fan that I know. Which, at this point, if you're still a diehard Jets fan, which he has been his whole life, it's impressive. If you turn on the game every week, I honestly have a ton of respect for you.
Let me tell you, it's not easy being a bad sports team diehard fan.
Yes, but you've also watched your team make playoff runs several years. Like he just has not.
That's true.
Last team he watched was Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
Who
did go to the playoffs?
University of Miami right now. Hey, Max, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Of course. I'm here right now with the other Max in the room, Max Shu.
Teddy, who's your favorite Max?
My Max?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a tricky question.
I mean,
tough question.
I'll avoid that one. So,
you don't have to tell
you're the only person I know who's emotionally connected to the Jets. So I just have a few questions. First of all, initial thoughts from
a clap for being a diehard Jets fan, and I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine. I'm a Vikings fan, but it's so respectable.
It's not the same thing
to be a diehard Jets fan.
It's not the same thing. Anyway,
at least they have a Super Bowl. Anyway.
So, first of all, initial thoughts from the game right away.
Which game? The last
past
game?
Past game.
The past game. So the Colts game, I would say that Mike had a great first drive. Really sucks he got hurt, but I think our defense really could not stop the run. It was like a very poor performance defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. I had Jonathan Taylor on one of my fantasy teams. So
not only Jonathan Taylor, but
I had Hines. I had Hines another one.
Yeah, Hines went off also.
He went crazy too. When you got two running backs that are running all over you, it's kind of like the Browns with Kareem Hunt and
it was not good.
So basically, as our Jets analyst, you know this team better than anyone. Zach Wilson healthy, and Mike White hopefully coming off his injury. You know, let's say it is around the same time when this decision's ready to be made. If you're the coach, what are you doing?
I mean, I think you got to let Mike play. I think that very well might be the case for next week at Buffalo because Zach might be back, and they said Mike will be fine to play. I think the coaching staff's gonna have a hard time deciding because Zach Wilson was the number 2 overall pick, but being a Jets fan forever, the last 20 to 30 years we've had zero success at the quarterback position. So it's as a Jets fan, I don't really care who our quarterback is. I just want someone who is obviously good. So I think you got to give Mike the start because I mean the previous game before that, he threw for 3 touchdowns, 400 yards.
Yeah, no.
He had the most yards of anybody in his first career start. So I think you got to give it to him.
I'm a little biased. I don't like Zach Wilson at all, and I think, however, Zach Wilson can prove me wrong, but he can only do that if Robert Saleh leaves him on the bench for this first year. And even though he's not behind a veteran guy like Mike White's not a veteran quarterback, I think you gotta.
He's a pro though. He's been in a lot of practices. He's been in the league for years.
But you have to let Zach Wilson develop for this year in order to see what he can do on the field next year.
Yeah, and you gotta let Mike have a chance. After coming off a game like that,
if you think about it, Mike White's probably ran practice squad. He's been going up against NFL defenses in practice for years now, and then he finally gets his shot. And he had he been in a game before, or he had never started a game? I don't think he's ever been in a game.
He was in the game versus the Patriots the week before the.
No, but this is his first
before
year.
The Patriots.
I do not believe so. I'm not sure about it. Definitely not started one.
So yeah, I knew that. So, and I think the hard thing is obviously you use a first round pick, and obviously the second overall pick in the draft. So it feels bad, obviously letting it go to waste if that's what's going to happen with him. But
yeah, the way I look at it though is so be it. If you wait the second overall pick and you let Mike play the rest of the year and he plays great, you find your franchise guy one way or another. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but. I think you gotta let him start because I think it's unfair. After coming off a game like that and not being able to back it up in the Colts game because he got hurt. He did have a great first drive, so
yeah,
it was better than that. Even that first drive was better than I've seen Zach Wilson play all year. So
definitely.
How about Elijah Moore though? That boy's a stud.
Yeah, Elijah Moore is awesome.
You guys have some good receivers.
Yeah, no, Corey Davis is solid. Elijah Moore, when given the opportunity, when they throw the ball to him, he's great.
All are young too.
I also think Michael Carter is
Yeah.
becoming a real star. I think he's been playing great recently.
So, last question. Who wins next week and by how much? Let's say Mike White is starting.
You know, the
Bills coming off
obviously-
the most embarrassing
I
loss.
mean, the Bills.
Listen, if the Jags could do it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have a chance. I think that, unfortunately the game is away, which obviously does not help. And I think the Bills are going to be looking for some revenge. But, I mean, I think Mike White played a great game versus the Bengals. And, I mean, the Bills have a good defense. But I think, I think they can keep the game close. And, I mean, who knows? I mean, all you want to do is be in the game versus a team like the Bills. If you're in it, you never know. I mean, you could always pull out the win. But I think if Mike White starts and, they have a good offensive game plan, I think there's a chance.
All right, you got to answer the question. Who wins by how much?
I'm going to say we're going to win.
Oh boy.
We're going to win field goal last drive. If Mike White starts.
All right, and that's locked in.
I'm feeling it.
Max, you're a good dude, but your take is not great.
I like it.
Gotta believe in the team.
I like it.
I guess so.
All right, Max.
I like the confidence.
As a Pats fan, you definitely want the Jets to beat the Bills,
Absolutely. I'm pulling for you guys extremely, and I hope that you guys win. Thank you for joining the show, and we'll talk to you soon, homie.
Thanks for having me.
Peace.
I think it kind of goes back to
You got to feel for him sometimes.
I bet on the Jets. I bet on my lock of the week was the Chargers because I was like, Justin Herbert isn't going to have 3 bad weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be like Josh Allen. I mean, I don't know how he played 2 weeks ago, but he's not going to play 2 back-to-back bad games. And you're going to have those fluke losses, like versus the Jags.
So, should we get into this past week and how it went?
Yeah, not a great week for sports betting. I liked my picks more than any other week. I came out positive, pretty big from other sports. We will have a Twitter page coming.
Yep.
That will be posting.
Anytime Max places a bet, it will go on simultaneously.
Right. Because I don't like just to bet on the NFL because if it's a week like this where I go maybe 50% if the Steelers win, then I got other things to back up like the NBA, the college football. But watching the Steelers and Bears game on right now here on TV, and let's just say, despite a pretty bad week, if the Steelers win by 7,
The Steelers.
we go over 50%. And who's up 7-0 right now? Yeah.
All right.
Who's up?
Do you wanna run through these games?
Yeah. So, Jets at Colts. Jets lost by 15. I had them losing by 10. That one kind of hurt. They had a chance to score a touchdown with
Dude, listen.
a minute left.
Just what we were talking about there with the other Max. Mike White comes right into the game, drives right down the field, scores, touchdown, whatever. Gets hurt on either that play he threw the touchdown or the play right before. I don't exactly remember. And then obviously a whole different ball game. So I didn't even know the dude who came in behind him.
Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Who's
So
not this
that was the first time I saw him.
Texans at Dolphins. That was disappointing. Tyrod Taylor couldn't do anything against a terrible Dolphins team with their backup, Jacoby Brissett.
Hey, well, he's not technically the backup if the starter's healthy and he's playing, so.
Starter was not healthy.
Yeah, he was.
He has a fractured wrist.
Dude, Tua was not hurt.
Tua was hurt.
Look it up. Settle it.
Tua
I saw a healthy scratch.
injury. Tua Tagovailoa out versus Texans with finger injury.
Listen, all I'm going to say is they're calling it a finger. I saw a report that just said they wanted him in there. I'm sure Tua's not 100%, but
Yeah, Jacoby gives you almost a better chance to win than Tua does.
I think something's fishy going on, but
Who knows?
who knows?
Anyways, that one missed by a lot. Oh, boy. I don't like admitting this Cowboys-Broncos one. That was bad. I don't
So-
think anyone in the country but Broncos fans saw that one coming.
I was rewatching the last episode, all the picks, and I saw it.
Dak, get your shit together!
Scared the shit out of me. I saw my facial expressions when you said Cowboys minus 10, and I'm not going to lie, of course I had full belief in the Cowboys to win that game, but 10 points is a lot, and the Broncos, in my opinion, don't suck. I mean, they're not great, but they don't suck. So I thought 10 was a lot, and they got smoked.
My favorite quarterback in the NFL.
That's going to happen, though.
Came back from an injury and did not play the best. Oh, the Vikings. So I was sitting in this corner watching the game.
I swear he hit some. We're getting there.
With my boys. And Anthony Barr, first of all, when we went up, we as in the Vikings, when they went up 14, they were up 24-10 just going into the second half. And I turned to all of them and I said, don't worry. As long as Kirk Cousins and Mike Zimmer are on the team, we're not going to win.
No, 100%. When I saw that OT pick, I think I saw it on the TV, and I didn't stop and watch it just from seeing what the Vikings have been doing this year. I don't know if they've been doing this beforehand, but just from seeing what the Vikings have been doing this year, I was like, listen, they're getting the ball deep in their own territory right now versus this D. Like, I'm not convinced that normally that's a game ender right there. Game's over if you pick the ball up in overtime. You need that field goal. Game's over. I knew something was going to happen. You know that the amount of times that I've checked my phone, seen a score and a time in a Vikings game, and been like, all right, Vikings win, and then hear Max screaming from his room about 3 minutes later in situations where it seemed impossible for them to lose. Depends how catastrophic
Richie,
it is.
Do I scream during Vikings wins or losses?
That might be an understatement.
When Anthony Barr picked it off, I said to my friend Noah, Logan, and Nolan, I said, don't worry. They will not win this game. They will not go down 20 yards and kick a field goal to win it. Hey, Ravens fans, you're lucky you played the Vikings.
Every time Big Ben gets sacked, it looks like he dies. I mean, it looks like his body just crumples.
Yeah, he's ready to go. Ravens won by 3. I had them to win by 5. That was upsetting. However, my over in that game crushed. Had it over 50. They scored like 65. Patriots, Panthers. This one was another case of Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. He threw 3 picks in the last 4 starts versus the Patriots. He has 9 interceptions.
Listen, Max is the money man. He's the betting guy. However, when it comes to Patriots games, I strongly suggest that you take my suggestion. And he did. He went with the -4, which I'm happy about. And I didn't even suggest that. He just thought that on his own. But when I looked at you right here and I said, J.C. Jackson, Collins, Hightower, Belichick know Sam Darnold so well and they're going to make his life so miserable, I meant it and I knew exactly what was going to happen. And I don't know if I said it here or if I said it to you. I said this could be a 30-point game. 100%. And I had a feeling. I mean, our offense played like dog shit, okay? And we scored 2 touchdowns on offense. Both of them came in the second quarter. Got a field goal, and then we got the pick 6 from J.C. Jackson. Dominated run game. Coming out party from Ron J. Stevenson. He played awesome. And Damon Harris is hurt on the Bryans. All right, I just want to touch on the Mac Jones thing for 1 second. We don't got a lot of time. Just 1 second to touch on the Mac Jones, Brian Burns play. This man Mac is being framed right now
for murder,
and it is not his fault. He did not intentionally hurt anybody. He is not all of a sudden people think Mac Jones is some jiu-jitsu master who put him in some ankle lock. No, what happened was the ball gets fumbled. Mac has no clue where anybody is. You're grabbing the guy who's pretty much the only guy behind you. What it feels like at that point, okay, and
I don't like that they're accusing him.
No, he grabs the ankle.
He thought
Brian Burns goes like this, and he tries to twist out of it, then twisting and contorting his own body in a way which led his ankle to be sprained or whatever it was. Oh, and by the way, he also got up and played the rest of the game completely fine. He got hurt later on in the game for something completely separate, and then he also freaking, if it was college, he would have got a targeting penalty for what he did to Damien Harris. So I really don't want to hear this Brian Burns stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Do you want to...
It's
Want to
just,
go over the rest of these games? You want MVP
Jags,
awards?
Bills. Jags plus 15. That hit. Bengals, Browns. Let me say, I didn't get the chance to say this about Baker during the last podcast. He is a okay to somewhat efficient
He's an
quarterback.
above-average quarterback. Those quarterbacks don't grow on trees.
When the running back, like Nick Chubb does his thing and Kareem Hunt does his thing, he's a good quarterback when the running game is going. And he doesn't have to throw more than 20 times, which he didn't.
That perfect QBR in the first half there.
Well,
Listen,
I don't care.
Quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield don't. Do you know how many teams would die for a Baker? And it sounds funny to say.
Yeah,
okay,
there's some bad quarterbacks.
Carolina would take him right now. The Jets would take him right now. A lot of teams would take him right now.
And all would have losing records.
He's an above-average quarterback, and he's better than Kirk Cousins.
He is a below-average quarterback, and I don't like Kirk Cousins, so I'm not going to argue about that one.
He's not
I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to give myself 2 check marks for Falcons Saints because I remember myself saying in the podcast, this is one of my locks. I got them +6 and money line. And you know what they did? They won.
Yeah, I guess you can give yourself 2 check marks.
Raiders, Giants. Raiders
didn't hit.
That's
fine. Let's just fly through this.
My lock of the week, Chargers. Guess what they did? They won. Packers, Chiefs. Packers covered +7.5. San Fran, Cardinals. Cardinals proved me wrong. I'll take the walk of shame.
We don't even have.
They are good.
There's not enough
Cardinals
time in the day to discuss
Rams, Titans.
How James Conner and Cole McCoy just decided to send it back to the college days and absolutely flame everybody. But we'll get into that another time.
Are the Titans legit?
Absolutely.
I think so,
I've
too.
been saying it, too. And
they did this without Derek.
Watching Adrian Peterson score a touchdown was one of the most fulfilling moments.
I almost started crying as a Vikings fan.
You're a Vikings fan, too. Made me very happy to see him. And he looks good. He looks fast. He looks quick.
I had... Oh, boy.
I have Montgomery and Khalil. What's the... No,
Herbert.
Herbert, dude.
And you
both running backs. I started Khalil Herbert because why would I start David Montgomery?
Anyways, Raiders, Giants under 47, that hit. Vikings, Ravens over 49, that hit. Bengals, Browns under 47, that missed. I went 1 for 2 in my college over-unders. And if the Steelers win here tonight, I'll go 10 for 19. Hopefully win some people some money. But they got to win by 7. And right now they're up 7-0. I hope I go over 50%, but there were some upsets. This week was crazy.
No, that was crazy.
Before we touch on our mid-season awards, can we talk about this right here?
Yes, and we're going to do it quick. And we're not rushing you guys. We're rushing for Kyle Arrington, who's coming on very soon. But, yes, why we like NFL over college.
We love college football.
We love college football.
Don't get us wrong.
But there's just nothing like the NFL.
The fact that the Jags beat the Bills and the upsets that happened last week, the upsets that happened this week.
And it's fun because...
It's so unpredictable.
Does it happen in college? Sure, once every 10 years. Does it happen in the NFL? Yeah, 5 times a year. Something crazy like this is going to happen.
5 times
depending
a year,
on the
5
teams.
times a week.
This week it happened a bunch. Last week it happened the even crazier ones. So...
That's what I say about NFL sports betting. You got a better chance to flip a coin than to overthink about what team you think is going to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little more predictable in other sports, but NFL is crazy.
Maybe this episode on Thursday we're going to do Max versus the coin. I'll flip a coin, you do your spreads, and we'll see who comes out with a better record.
All
right, let's.
I love the quote that people use: "Any given Sunday." That's the NFL for you. We're gonna do our mid-season awards.
Take 50.
And I hate to rush through these. We spent a little bit more time on some earlier stuff, which I think we need to acknowledge. But let's give our mid-season awards. MVP, who's your pick?
MVP, I'm going with Tom Brady. I don't think a whole lot needs to be said here. The guy's leading, in my opinion, what's the best team in the NFL. He's on pace to do statistically things he hasn't done since he was in his 30s. Absolutely crushing it. He's the most important player in the league, and that's why I put him there.
Steelers just picked off the Bears. We love to see that. That defense is incredible. My MVP midseason. No other than the running back himself, Lamar Jackson. not only is he just a running back now, that boy can throw the ball. That team is 8th in pass yards per game, which means Lamar's not a bad thrower
He's
anymore.
throwing it around a little bit.
They're
So,
also the league's leading rushing yards per game. And you know why? Because he averages a lot of rush yards.
he does average a lot of rushing yards. So let's head.
He's a dual threat, to say the least.
Defensive pick of the year, defensive player of the year. Get through this one pretty quickly. Mine's Myles Garrett. Before the season started, I was saying Myles Garrett is one of the pure best players in the league. Asking me if I'd have him or Aaron Donald. You might not like the answer. I'm taking Myles Garrett. I just think edge rushers, personally, can ruin a game quicker.
Yeah.
You're gonna run into more good passing teams than you're gonna run into the good running teams. The good running teams won't be able to run it against that Rams D line. The good passing teams have serious trouble trying to figure out a way to throw the ball in under 2 seconds, and you're taking targets off the field for your quarterback who are trying to sit there and chip, and they're late. Anyway, that's my pick. 12 sacks in the year, leading the league.
My guy is who's playing right now, who got snubbed last year for Defensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt with 8.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles on a great defense. He is a beast. Like you said, pass rushers can absolutely tear apart a game.
All right, offensive player of the year. I'm going Derrick Henry. Listen, these are mid-season awards, so we're judging the mid-season.
Yeah.
I haven't read your
sadly
book
he
yet.
won.
I haven't read your pick yet.
Derrick Henry. I can't disagree with you.
I mean, it's up. Wait, that guy did to start the season is absolutely unreal. And honestly,
Yeah.
if I didn't do Brady as my MVP, I might have done Derrick Henry. He was that good, and he was so far ahead of the people who were.
It's sad that he can't win that award now.
It's sad because he had a shot. First guy since AP, right?
Oh, great shot. No, there's been some running backs that have won.
AP was the last one. I'm saying
That last MVP.
last running back MVP.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
Right, yeah.
Correct,
Yep, I get what you're saying.
All right.
Okay, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I'm going Mac Jones, and here's why. I love the numbers from Jamar Chase, and I think Jamar Chase is going to be a great receiver for a long time to come. Mac Jones is the first quarterback with 5
This guy's so biased.
in the first 9 games with 5+ wins, over 2,000 yards and 10+ touchdowns since Andrew Luck. And it's more impressive to me what Mac Jones is doing than what Jamar Chase is doing. That doesn't take anything away from Jamar Chase. If you didn't happen to have the second coming of Jesus Christ playing in the NFL, then maybe I would have given it to Jamar Chase. But unfortunately, that's just where we stand right now.
I like the Mac Jones pick. I'm gonna have to go with the boy from LSU. That's Jamar Chase. That's Jamar Chase. What he's doing, he can break a lot of rookie records right now. He's a dog on the field and with the Bengals. Let's move to Defensive Rookie of the Year.
This one we don't have to spend a lot of time on. We have the same pick,
Can't
Micah
argue
Parsons.
this.
I don't know who else is super close.
I think he took out a great linebacker last year. What was his name?
What are you talking about?
On the Cowboys, who got cut.
Oh,
Jalen Smith.
and he just got cut from the Packers too. The guy just
Yeah,
can't stay
Micah
on the
Parsons
roster
took that boy out the league.
after getting signed for like $100 million.
That
Ridiculous.
guy's all over the field.
All right.
He's got 52 tackles and 5 sacks already.
Comeback player of the year, also not a whole lot here.
Fair quarterback Dak Prescott. We got him.
Dak
Coach of
Prescott.
the year.
Coach of the year. Once again, everybody's gonna think I'm biased, which
He is.
I am biased.
He is.
However,
Dino.
I'm taking
Dino Babers. Give me Dino Babers.
I am taking Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick should have 10, okay? And he has I don't know how many he has.
Rookie quarterback is
I think he might only have
pretty
one.
good.
But what he's doing with the rookie quarterback right now is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. And we're 5-4 right now. This defense is absolutely dominating teams. If I told you we'd have 2 wins where Mac Jones
3 straight wins.
3 wins. If I told you we
Figuring
would
it out.
have 2 wins where Mac Jones throws under 200 yards, you'd call me crazy. But not with Bill Belichick because he just ruins the game for the other team's offense. And that is why he's my coach of the year.
I like that one. I got John Harbaugh. 3 come behind big wins, mainly because of my MVP, Lamar Jackson. But John Harbaugh was
I like that.
a
pick,
guy
too.
who took in Lamar Jackson, and this offseason, a reporter asked Lamar Jackson, "Our NFL teams can't figure you out." And you know
He
why
said
they
no.
can't
He said-
figure him
what did he
out?
say, absolutely not, or something like
Yeah,
that.
you know why they can't figure out Lamar? Because John Harbaugh always finds a way for Lamar to continue to impress.
he's a top
and he
tier
turned
coach.
him not into just a running back, but great thrower as well. 8th in the league in yards per game.
All right, unfortunately,
I love John Harbaugh.
unfortunately, but also fortunately, we've run out of time because we're about to interview Super Bowl champion Kyle Arrington in 6 minutes.
Kyle Arrington, an accomplished NFL cornerback who led the league in 2011 with 7 interceptions. He contributed to the team's success that led to Super Bowl win in 2014 with the New England Patriots. An undrafted corner of Hofstra University, which cut their football program in 2009 after he was in the NFL. He started his career in Philadelphia with Andy Reid and ended it playing alongside the greatest coach, the greatest quarterback, and the greatest duo to ever step on the field. He's now a happily retired dad to 2 sons and a daughter. He's also an author of a children's book. We're so fortunate to have this type of character and this accomplished cornerback in the NFL on our new upcoming podcast. Everyone welcome in Kyle Arrington. Welcome in, Kyle.
Hey Kyle, how's it going? I'm Teddy, this is my co-host Max right here.
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
We're good. Thank you so much for joining. It's awesome that you could give us a few minutes.
We really appreciate you coming in, taking some time with us.
Man, it's what it's all about, man. Just we all in this journey together, right?
How's the retirement life?
I don't know if I like that word necessarily. I like to look at it as a transition.
Okay.
No, it's all good though. I definitely
Busy outside of football.
Yeah, I feel like I was less busy playing football.
Really?
Yeah, well, at least I should say I was more regimented.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now it's very fluid, I would just say.
I gotcha. First question. Before all the success that you had in the NFL, including leading the league in 2011 in interceptions and winning the Super Bowl.
Pro Bowl snub, by the way.
Pro Bowl snub. I agree.
From your mouth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Your mouth to God's ears.
What's that?
I said, no, from your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
And winning the Super Bowl in 2014, did you ever doubt that you would have a future in the NFL due to the fact that you remained on practice squads at the beginning of your career?
That's I think what the journey is all about, man. Just the unknown, the possibilities, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. I mean, the twists and turns. That's what it's all about. But if you want something up, you're passionate enough about it, man. You just continue to fight for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I knew that you probably know that you were to expect one or two of these questions. I'm sure you've heard all the media commotion, especially recently when Brady came back, played the Pats, about Brady versus Belichick, this and that. I'm a lifelong Pats fan. Is there a moment or something that you can remember that validates what people have said about them disliking each other or any tension going on between them ever? Or, because I've heard a lot of players downplay it, but I've also heard some kind of admit it, and I don't know if people are scared to admit it or what was really going on, but was there anything like that you remember?
Not that I recall. I've at least experienced. When I speak on things, I like to always at least try to speak and touch on things that I have experienced myself. But I can at least tell you this much. Tom's a very competitive person. He wouldn't be where he is if he weren't, obviously. Bill the same. So when you get those those type those type 1 personalities, it's just get a little rift here and there. But what player, coach, or player teammate hasn't always seen eye to eye.
So you would say it was blown a little out of proportion.
That's what the media does best.
Like I said, I didn't. All I can say is I wasn't there to experience it.
All right, that's fair.
Speaking of Tom and Belichick, I gotta ask, what was it like playing alongside or going against the greatest quarterback in practice, but also playing alongside and being coached by Bill Belichick?
I guess to answer your first part, just playing with the GOAT, right? It was, I don't know. I guess maybe my wife could tell you better than I could. I know I would come home complaining a lot. Price, like, how the hell did Tom get this ball in? Another hours. Yeah, that's something.
So frustrating.
Take it home and just be on my mind. So how the hell he get that ball in? But no. You know what they say? Iron sharpens iron, man. So going to being able to go against a player of Tom's caliber day in day out, it only made not only myself, a better player, but us, as collectively as a team, just the best possible versions of ourselves and the best, product we could, try to, like I said, definitely try to go out there week in and week out and put on the field, put on display. And to the second part of your question, playing with Bill, I mean, arguably the greatest player. I wouldn't say arguably the greatest player.
Yeah, the greatest
player. Play the game, the greatest. You can say arguably, but I would even say just not even arguably, just the greatest coach to ever coach the game. Right. Truly a special experience, and Bill has really given a lot of players such as myself. I mean, countless players, who aren't high draft picks, who necessarily wouldn't maybe have a shot opportunity to carve out a piece of their own, in this business, this industry. So something I'm very grateful for as well. So I can't say what you want about the man. I can't say enough great things about him though.
And I guess that kind of makes me realize you were lucky enough to play for some great coaches. Like were you with John Harbaugh on that Ravens team?
Yes. 09. Yeah. Now you're taking me back. 09 with a very veteran Tampa Bay squad. That was the last year he was coaching. Then he, before he came back, and then obviously everybody knows now. You're paying attention to it. The football world. We know what's happened recently, unfortunately. But that was just a great experience. Started in camp under Andy Reid.
I was just gonna say that for you.
With Gruden. Obviously the majority of my career in New England with Bill, and then had the opportunity to play with Coach Harbaugh in Baltimore the last 2 years. So like I said, I just in terms of football and minds and understanding, knowledge, insight, everything as far as the game goes, I can't complain.
Yeah. What was I guess I kind of want to know, how were things run differently in New England than some other, obviously we just talked about some of the great coaches you played for, but how are things run differently under Belichick than they were under, let's say, Reid and Harbaugh?
I would say, a little bit of each coach, personality comes out and is incorporated into the environment and the culture. What you see is what you get when it comes to Bill. It's, it's football. And so, that's, what the environment and the experience was like there, which is, it's our profession, right? So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And, but other coaches, like, for example, Harbaugh, philosophically, their approach to the game was pretty much, very, very similar. But in terms of other facets of life, Harbaugh incorporate, family, incorporates faith is a major part of his makeup, his DNA, and it shows into the like I said, the environment and culture down in Baltimore. Just to give an example.
Yeah. So in 2014, obviously great year. My first time as an adult watching the Super Bowl that we won. Definitely the most meaningful Super Bowl for me as a fan, just because the other ones, it doesn't get watered down. It's always as fun to watch, but that one was just different for me. So in that Super Bowl, you came out towards the end for obviously everyone knows who, Malcolm Butler. Or I don't know if you came out or what that situation was, but he ended up making that play. You guys win the Super Bowl. Was there any bittersweetness to that, the fact that you weren't on the field making that play, or was it just you were so happy to obviously reach the mountaintop and win that Super Bowl?
No, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't any bittersweetness. Obviously everybody, it was a kind of a rough day at the office for yours truly, but I'm also a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And I don't know, obviously at that time I didn't know what that particular reason could have been. For me to go out there, and not actually have I just said, like I said, that rough day at the office then, but just looking back and just even looking now, what Malcolm's been able to do with his career, is not like that was just some one hit wonder that was fluke or anything. He's really been able to really put carve out a nice niche, nice career on his own for himself and in terms of in NFL and put himself up there. One of elite competitive cornerbacks for year in and year out. Since that moment. And I like I said, I know everything happens for a reason at the end of the day. We always can't see that plan initially, in that moment. But looking back, that's how I like to view it.
Shows a lot about your character.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a very impressive answer.
Well, first, we only got one more question for you, but I wonder, do you keep in touch with any of the Pats guys?
Sure. Yeah. No. A lot of those guys I know I've been removed for a few years now from the removed, not the best word. Yeah, I know I've been on the team at least for the past several years, but I've Hightower, great guy, great player, better human being, individual. Devin McCall. Devin was one of my groomsmen at the wedding, so we have a very strong relationship, great relationship. A lot of the guys still on the defensive side of the ball, even offensive side as well. So now, it's a brotherhood. It's one of those experiences that you go through. Not everyone can relate to, and there's plenty of experiences like that. But but ours in particular is something that can kind of it connects you, and like I said, you turn into a brotherhood, and something that you hold on to. Those relationships that you hold on to. Very, a lot of us, all of us for the majority, value them. I would, to answer your question, yes. there are guys, and social media doesn't make it hard either to stay in contact.
You brought up how busy you are, and how you were almost less busy in the league than out of. Do you ever look back though and think about, hey, would I ever go back to, let's say, like coaching or somehow get involved with football again?
I think we all try to pay it forward in our own way. And for some of us, that's coaching, that's broadcasting, or an analyst position, things of that nature. For me, it's I'm just very fulfilled, honestly, by what I've been able to do, kind of be able to transcend what I've been able to do on the field, off of it now. And that's through a nonprofit, also but through for-profit entities and organizations I've been able to develop and be a part of. So it's very gratifying and very fulfilling. One of them actually, I don't know if you can see, so American Fitness is a lifestyle fitness brand that I created with a couple of special group of guys. Actually, one of the executives, none other than Lee Bodden on our team. Yeah, and he, you're New England fan. New England diehard Pats fan. So as I said, sure, the name resonates.
Yeah, of course.
That's my guy right there. So like I said, just a great group of individuals that we've been able to, like I said, start up this brand and just really, whether it's, like I said, for me, for-profit, nonprofit, mission is the same. And that's being able to make an impact within our community and empower ourselves and each other.
It's awesome to hear that you're paying it forward. A lot of guys do that when they're out of the league, whether it's those developing nonprofits contributing to them, or getting back in it with coaching or broadcasting, like you said.
So I only got one more question for you, and then we're gonna let you go. We saw that you released the book, Piece It Together, I think this past May, so where did you get the inspiration to write a children's book? Because, and I believe, did you have one other book than that, or no?
No, so that's my first project.
First book, right? All right, well, congratulations on that. And yeah, we were just wondering how you came up with that and to do that.
Well, it was cool to be able to actually put the communications degree to good use. But all seriousness, so over the pandemic, well, kind of still coming out of this pandemic, wanted to, I just felt compelled. Couldn't sleep. I had these thoughts in my head, and I didn't really know what it was going to turn into. But I just opened up the laptop, started writing, and I had a great group of my publishing team, Next Level Publishing, great team they able to help me bring the project to life through just in a vivid and artwork, which is really just pops off the page. And so very grateful for them. So in a sense, it's kind of I guess the motivation come from being a parent of three active and busy kids. I will say.
I saw you had 2 boys. I didn't know. I thought you just had 2.
Yeah, so 2 boys and a baby girl.
You have a baby girl.
Nice, congrats.
But yeah, she's what we like to call the ringleader.
And is that why you say you're busier off the field than on?
Yeah, that is a big part of the equation. Why? Yes, absolutely. So like I said, being a parent of 3 as well, me and my wife, we always try. We wrestle at night on how can we leave this world a better place in which we inherited. There's just as a parent, you grow. Well, as a person, you grow, you evolve, you gain perspective and experience. And so now, like I said, as a parent of 3, that's really just one thing that we try to always kind of think of day in and day out how we, like I said, just leave this place better. And it's not just for our kids, it's for all of our kids. They're the future. I'm sure it's something you two don't have to worry about for a while. But but like I said, when you get a little older, like I said, so you kind of evolve, kind of change a little bit. And
freshman at college, but yeah, 4 more years, and we're out there.
No children.
Yeah. No, but long and short, though, with all that being said, I wanted just to lay a foundation. And so the foundation is about, togetherness, teamwork, unity. And one thing in the project that we say, I like to say, me and my team like to say all the time now is individually you can go fast, but together we can go far. And that's, something that I really just wanted to, because for me, it's not really about the medium, it's about the message. So I never really envisioned myself writing a children's book. I never really envisioned myself acting. I never really envisioned myself, doing a few things. So now at this point in my life, I'll never say never. But yes, it's really just about storytelling. It's like me talking to you two right now. Yeah. We're telling a story. We're delivering a message, and it's all about what do you want that message to be about. So.
Well, I think that's all we got. Thank you so much for coming on. This was awesome for me. I grew up watching you play. So did he. But, I've always been a huge fan, and we were so thrilled you can come on and give us some of that. So thank you so much.
You're far. You guys are far too kind. I'll make sure to cash app you up for. Make sure put you on the Christmas list and get to see you a nice little cash app.
All right.
As a new up and starting podcast, to have a character, an accomplished former NFL guy like you on the show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
It helps out a lot. So thank you very much, and good luck with the kids and everything. Hopefully it's a quiet night.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just put them to bed. My wife's on a call herself as well. I'm sure I'm gonna go up there. It's about to be the Wild West up there. Like I said, just fingers crossed.
Yep. Good luck.
All right.
Thanks,
all right. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. You.
All right. Take care.
What an interview that was. Listen, I expected that to be good, but not like that. And on a personal level, he was such a cool dude. All of his go check out American Fitness, definitely. His book, Piece It Together. Yep. You can find. I found it just by looking it up. It'll bring you to the link. I don't know if it's on Amazon or something like that. Definitely one of the coolest dudes that we've spoken to so far in this podcast. And when you have all the experiences like that,
I didn't just learn more about him as a former player, but
as a dude,
the high level. Just an unreal guy and character, and is out for. He's gonna do a lot of great things left in his life, but that was just amazing.
Yeah, no, that was definitely awesome. Me growing up a Patriots fan, you can imagine that was unreal just to be talking to him and get that insight about how he felt after the Super Bowl and how competitive Tom is and everything like that. So, I guess that's it. That's a good podcast right there, I'd say, right? What would you give it out of 10?
I'd say out of 10.
12?
12? Yeah, probably 14.
That's better.
Great episode though. Number 3.
In the books.
We're only getting better week by week.
We're rolling.
And
the boys are rolling.
Thanks to our viewers and the editor that we have behind the great camera,
Big
Mr.
Rich.
Germany guy, Wiesman.
Get that shit.